Hey, what's up, big? OPERATIONiDROID here, and in this video I am happy to finally be showing off another Delta beta. Now this is beta 5 and visibly it doesn't look like much was changed, but under the surface a lot was changed. I'm going to be going into more detail with what was updated in just a second and giving you exclusive information on the future of Delta. But before we begin, for those that don't know what Delta is, it is basically an updated version of GBA for iOS made by the creator of GBA for iOS, Riley Testa, to include Super Nintendo and Nintendo 64 support with a ton of other awesome features. So if you're excited to learn more about Delta, please hit that like button as it helps out the video tremendously and I truly appreciate it. And now without any further ado, let's head into the beta. Alright, so one of the biggest features added in this Delta beta is the ability to play Delta using made for iPhone controllers, which is super cool and very easy to set up. All you have to do is connect your made for iPhone controller via Bluetooth in your iOS device's settings. Then you can customize the controls by heading to Delta settings, selecting inputs and customizing the controls for your made for iPhone controller. And you can customize the controls specifically for each console. So as you can see here we have Super Nintendo and I can modify it for Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, and eventually when N64 is added to the Delta beta. So as you can see, it does a pretty good job of matching up everything, but as you can see, you can also attach fast forward to a button, which is super cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And you can also attach loading and quick saving to buttons as well, which is very useful. So I'm going to go ahead and save those, and I'm going to continue to play Delta using this made for iPhone controller. And it's actually really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and load a save by simply clicking a button. As you can see, that is super cool. And when you're using a made for iPhone controller, the touch controls are no longer on the screen, which is also very nice. Obviously, if I were to flip my iOS device to landscape, it would be a lot better, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to keep it in portrait. So as I mentioned, some other things were also changed in Delta, one of those being that it now has iOS 11 support. So obviously I'm using Delta on iOS 11 right now, and as well as that in the next update there'll be more iOS 11 support. So as of now it does work on iOS 11, but more iOS 11 features will be added to Delta, like big titles and things like that, in the next beta. And the last thing that was updated in this beta was bug fixes. So it doesn't seem like it's much, but all the work that went into doing this did take some time. Riley Testa mentioned that under the on the hood it doesn't look like a lot was done, but under the surface a ton was done for this beta to be released. Now, as I mentioned, I do have some exclusive information for the future of Delta, and I'm going to be reading this directly from an email that was sent to me from Riley Testa to all the beta testers, and I think you guys want to hear this because it's pretty amazing. As for future betas, believe it or not, we really are approaching version 1.0. There are 3 major tentpole features left to finish: syncing, iPad support, and N64. But besides those, the remaining smaller features have mostly been completed. iPad support I'm especially excited for, since I have some ideas on how to best take advantage of iPad specific features. But I'm expecting that to land 2 betas from now. Syncing should be in the next beta since it was originally planned for this one, but rewriting input logic took much longer than expected, which is a little more than 3/5 complete. When he said 3/5 complete, he was referring to syncing, not the whole Delta beta. However, the Delta beta is almost complete, as you can see that he wrote in the first sentence. We are quickly approaching version 1.0, which I believe would be the public version, but don't quote me on that. So Delta is coming to the public very soon. There's only 3 things left that need to be done in order for Delta to be complete, which is syncing, iPad support, and Nintendo 64, which is one of the biggest features that I know that mostly everyone is really excited for. So in the next beta we will have syncing, which to me is huge because GBA for iOS Dropbox sync no longer works, and I know that having your saves transfer from one GBA for iOS or Delta to the other is super important, so I'm excited for that. Obviously Nintendo 64 is going to be amazing, and iPad support is going to be coming 2 betas from now, so I hope you guys are excited for me to continue to cover the betas as I have up to now. I know that this wasn't the most exciting beta, but it did have some pretty awesome information as you just saw. So that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed already, I highly recommend that you do so by clicking on my icon on screen now, and you will be updated whenever I upload a video. Hopefully I will be having another Delta Beta video up soon, and you can check out some of my other videos if you have some time, and that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video.